Hello, and welcome to Let Me Bore You to Sleep. My name is Jason Newland. Please only listen. What's that, Vinny? Only listen when you can safely close your eyes. Now, this recording is... Wait a minute. Could it be? It might be. Yes, it is. It's Trivia Tuesday. Trivia, 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 trivia Tuesday. So, hello. Welcome. Now, I do have a website. I keep forgetting to remember this one. I've got a website called jasonnewland.com, and every time I do a new Let Me Bore You to Sleep, I upload it to that website. I upload all 6 versions of the recording, so you're welcome to download all 6 versions free. Also, what else? I share my recordings on all the major podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all the other ones. Plus, I also share my recordings onto Instagram and TikTok. And I've got a Facebook group called Jason Newland's Boring Group. Yes. Today is the 4th of August 2026. It's Tuesday and it's 5:27 p.m. It's been a very hot day, and I've only took him out once this morning because of the heat. I'll take him out again when I've done this. So I'll take him out for a wander. We have done very little. But saying that, I did make a recording this morning. I did a Let Me Bore You to Sleep one as well. Just doing like a catch up of what's going on. And then that took a few hours to record, edit, upload, share, process and all that stuff. So I kind of have done something. But I've also been relaxing. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to ChatGPT and put Trivia Tuesday time. See what it comes up with. I spelled Tuesday Tuedsday. Tuesday. Trivia Tuesday. It's been so long since I've done one of these, I forget what I do. So it's giving me things like, why do we yawn, the strange history of toothpaste, animals that glow in the dark, why popcorn pops, that's not really, I kind of want a list of things, really, a list of the secret life of pigeons, why bananas are curved, the history of socks, how maps changed the world, the science of rainbows. No, rainbows are magic, nothing to do with science. I'm okay for everything else to be explained with science, including things that people class as religion, but don't mess with rainbows, okay? No, 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 no. Don't mess with rainbows. Rainbows are magic, and there is a big bucket of gold at the end of the rainbow. That, as far as I'm concerned, that is the science of rainbows, and I don't want to hear anything else. Thank you very much. Why flamingos are pink? That is a point though, isn't it? You think about it. A lot of animals are a colour that actually keeps them safe. Like, I was watching a squirrel on a tree, climbing up and down a tree. I love the fact that they can climb down a tree head first. Beautiful. But I was watching it, and literally, it's the same colour as the tree. And you can see how they've survived. Because to be in the same colour, they can't be spotted by, birds of prey and stuff like that. And elephants. So, flamingos. What kind of backdrop can a flamingo be in where it's camouflaged? But then in a way, if they all travel together, then they kind of form their own camouflage, don't they? Safety in numbers. It could be like they can could be like a hyena and a lion chatting. The hyena says to the lion, "If you ever caught a flamingo," I forgot what they were called then for a sec. Vinny yawned and threw me off for a second, and the lion doesn't answer. So the hyena says, "Have you ever caught a flamingo?" Again, the lion doesn't answer. So the hyena thinks he's being ignorant, and he calls over one of his friends and says, "Oi, Herbert, he's an ignorant one. I just asked him a question, he didn't answer." And his friend Herbert said, "What did you ask him?" And I said, "I asked him, has he ever caught a flamingo?" And his friend Herbert said, "Well, you know why he's not answering you?" And Horace is the other one's name, he said, "I don't know why." He said, "Because he's a lion. He doesn't speak hyena. Different language, different species." And ironically, neither of them laughed. And they just walked away. But he said, "Well, I know why lions have never caught a flamingo. The same reason that we've never caught a flamingo." Why? It's because they're too big. What do you mean? Well, you've seen them. All you see is pink, and they're like a mile long. Nothing's going to catch that. That's a big animal. Because they just see it as one big thing, not individual, you see. Plus, they're big old birds. "I'm bored with that story now," said the lion. The lion sort of went over to his friend and said, "Those hyenas, they think I can't understand what they say, but you know what? I just don't want to talk to them. They just keep going on and on and on about flamingos all the time. They don't stop. Why have you ever not caught a flamingo? How come you don't wear stilettos anymore?" Like just they keep going on and on. They're obsessed. They really are. And the lion's friend didn't say anything. In fact, he just stood there. And the lion said, "You look scared." And he said, of course I'm scared, I'm a rabbit. I think you might eat me. And the lion said, no, I wouldn't eat you, you're my friend. Plus, I'm not feeling peckish at the moment. Well, that's good. Can you please let me know when you are hungry? And the lion said, of course I won't. What's the point in telling you? Because you'll only run. The rabbit didn't really feel like it was an equal relationship. A little bit one-sided. And he went home to his wife. And his wife said, where you been? He said, I've just been hanging out with Stuart. Stuart? Yeah, Stuart. Stuart's a lion. Yeah. You're a rabbit. Yeah, I know what I am. Well, why are you hanging out with a lion for? You know he's going to eat you one day. I said, no, he said he wouldn't do unless he was hungry. And you still go back there. Why, what's your point? Well, if you don't know, I don't think anything I say is going to actually make sense to you. That's when he lost it. He said, listen. What do you mean? I don't understand. What do you mean? What are you saying? She said, like, don't worry. And then he said to her, he looked her in the eyes and he said, listen, did the Amazon delivery come today? And she said, yes. It's in the cupboard. He said, which one? She said, we've only got one cupboard. He said, okay, fair enough, that's true. So he went and got it, opened it up, and he was so excited because it was basically ABBA's greatest hits on CD. And he was so looking forward to getting it. And he remembered, he thought, I saved up so long for that. Imagine how brilliant it'll be when we finally get a CD player. Now the hyenas were listening on this. They were actually out the window listening, and they did start laughing. And his wife said, I can't believe you brought the hyenas home. It's one thing hanging around with a lion, but those hyenas have got less self-control. You led them home. What about our kids? He said, we haven't got any kids. She said, well, yeah, but what if we had kids? He said, but we don't. She said, that's not the point. Why are you always back-talking me? Always talking back? He said, I wasn't talking backwards. She said, no, back-talking. Yeah, back-talking is talking backwards. No, it's not. It's talking back to me. It's answering back. But answering back, isn't that a conversation? She said, well, sometimes, but not if it's something I don't want to hear. And he said, that's it, I want a divorce. She said, you can't have a divorce. He said, why? Because we're not married. We're not married, are we? We're living in sin. And he said, anyway, I'm leaving you for your sister. And she said, I don't have a sister. He had a tantrum. He said, why can't anything work out for this story? You know, all my arguments just fall apart. I mentioned my kids, we haven't got kids. I mentioned my sister, we haven't got a sister. And she says, no, I'm the one that mentioned the kids. Oh, I'm confused. She said, I know, you get confused so easily. He said, it's not easily, it's you. It's almost like you're planning to confuse me. Why do you think I spend so much time with a lion? I'm a rabbit and I spend my days with a lion because I feel more emotionally safe there than I do at home with you. At least a lion doesn't lie to me. Yeah, he does. He's always lying. That's why they're called lions, because they lie. He said, is that true? The hyenas are laughing again at the window. Actually, one of them's looking down the chimney now. Don't know why. That was Stephen. The hyena is Stephen, always looking down chimneys. It was a thing he had. No one understood it. No one in the whole area understood why he was obsessed with chimneys. I mean, there's nowhere to go with that, really. Because you find out that someone's obsessed with chimneys. I mean, literally, imagine in your life, you walk up, you speak to someone, and they seem perfectly nice, and then they just say to you, look you in the eye and said, I love chimneys. It kind of, it ends the conversation, really. It's not a, where do you go from there? I mean, you could ask, well, what do you like about them? What's so fascinating about chimneys that makes you stare down them for hours and hours at a time? What's so amazing that makes you want to tell complete strangers about your obsession? I don't know, I just like them. Oh. The story behind everyday buttons. Should we do that one? The story behind everyday buttons. So this is going to be a trivia of just random things. Let's look at this one first. Okay, so go ahead and do it. No, he's writing a script for me. I don't want a script. Blimey. Okay, this is not good. Give me 10 facts about famous farts live on TV. Oh, okay, so here are 10 memorable and amusing incidents involving audible flatulence on live TV or radio. In some cases, the sources of the sound was never definitely confirmed, but the moments became famous because of the reactions they caused. Now, I remember one. Wow. Yeah. There's been a few over the years. The first one is Jonathan Ross, 2008, on Radio 2. During a live radio broadcast, an unmistakable fart sound was heard while Ross was speaking. He burst into laughter and the clip quickly spread online. I'm going to talk about one that, before that, I'll go to the one I remember, but it wasn't a real fart, but it was, what's his name from Naked Gun? No, the actor from Naked Gun. And the Files of Police Squad. Leslie Nielsen, that's it. And he was on the Wogan show. This was about 1987. And the Wogan show used to be on pretty much every night of the week, Monday to Friday at 7, I think. And there'd always be famous people on there. It was on for about half an hour, maybe an hour, I don't know. But anyway, Leslie Nielsen was on this occasion, and he just started farting, and the audience were laughing. everyone was laughing, but it was a little fart machine, you know, like a clicker or something, but it was just funny. I don't think Leslie Nielsen was laughing, he just played it straight like he did in the movies. But that I was 16, so I'm not saying being 16 made me susceptible. Well, maybe it did make me susceptible to believe it was true, but I found it hilarious anyway. That's when I found farts funny, you know, not like now. I wasn't as sophisticated as I am now. The next one's Paul Gascoigne. He is a very famous footballer in the UK. This is 2010 ITV interview. During a live interview, Gaza, as is known, appeared to accidentally let out a fart while while shifting in his chair. The presenter struggled to keep a straight face. It is the best farts are not the ones where people like do it and make a big deal of it and everyone like it's when they try and cover it up, I think, or perhaps when they haven't even noticed they've done it, but especially when you feel that they know that they've done it but they're pretending they haven't. That is super funny to me. So Judy Finnegan, Richard and Judy. Judy jokingly admitted to passing wind during a live broadcast. The light-hearted confession became a favourite TV blooper. Okay. Kelly Ripper. Well, that was a good name, isn't it, for someone that farts? Kelly Ripper. She let rip. Live with Regis and Kelly. Kelly has joked on air about accidentally passing gas during rehearsals and live television, leading to plenty of laughter. Number 5, Joe Biden. Campaign event, microphone accident. I think I remember that one, I'm not sure. During a public event with microphones nearby, a sound widely reported as flatulence attracted media attention, although the source was never officially confirmed. I tell you, I like some of the videos that shows, let's say, a president sitting at a table live on TV and people sitting next to him either side, and that person, you kind of hear a fart. I don't even know if it's true or not, but then you look at the faces of the people either side, especially the face of the person on the left of him or the right of him, almost trying to move away. It's very funny. There was a lot of those videos a couple of years ago. But then, I mean, now with the AI, it's hard to know what's real now. You know, there's obvious stuff. If you saw someone hand gliding, who's, you know, like Joe Biden, you saw him hand gliding or something, or doing somersaults, you know it's AI, and leave the man alone basically, but you know it's AI. But now some of the subtle stuff, because if you go on TikTok, watch some of the adverts on there, AI, so much of it's AI now. And I've been watching some of the adverts on TV, and I kind of feel sorry for the actors, the TV advert actors, because other than famous people, there will be no work in the net. Well, there doesn't have to be any work now. They don't need actors now to make adverts. They don't need voiceovers to make adverts. It can all be done using AI. Whether they still use actors, maybe they do at the moment, but it's going to be weird. It's all going to be AI. You know, it might even get to the point where a famous person will lend their face and their voice to an advert. So they won't even have to turn up and do anything. An advertising company will just say, if we pay this amount of money, can we use your avatar? So that celebrity might get paid $1 million and they won't even have to do a single thing. They'll just use the avatar of that person, talking, moving around, and doing whatever. And no one will know. No one will know. No one will be able to tell the difference. Not even the celebrity. The celebrity, like, maybe watch the advert and maybe done so many adverts in the past and think, I don't remember doing that one. That's because you didn't do it. Your avatar did it for you. Okay. I tell you what, I talked to quite a few elderly people during my wandering around with Vinny, and I do notice that quite a few of them are interested in AI. Not interested as wanting to use it, but interested in how it's going to affect the world. And maybe, I guess, yeah, they're interested from a perspective of having grandchildren or great-grandchildren. That I've got no family to really be concerned about in the future. So it's not like if I got like a 5-year-old grandson, I'm not here worrying about what's life going to be like for him in 20 years or 16 years when he leaves school. What's going to be? How's the world going to be? It's not that I don't care about it for everyone else, but just, you know, on a real personal level, I don't have it on that level. But I noticed that some people I talk to, like in their 80s, and the way they've got a different attitude to what I've got, because they grew up without phones, just like I did. So I'm 55. I'll be 56 at the end of this month, 26th of August. I said it like it means something, didn't I? But they remember what it was like just after the war. Because maybe they were born 1946, you know, a year after the war ended. So they would have known what it was like to be born during ration period, like our post-war buildings not still like being on bomb sites and stuff like that, maybe playing on bomb sites like my dad used to in London. They're going to remember what it was like when there wasn't loads of cars on the road, because you had to be fairly doing pretty well to own one car per household, not like 3 or 4. You know, it's yeah. You can imagine, like in the 50s, as a kid, they wouldn't have seen loads of cars on the road. They would have still seen horse and carts, deliveries, things like that. Maybe milk deliveries on horse and cart. the rag and bone man. I mean, cars were around, but they weren't, in England. I think cars were a luxury in the 40s, in the late 40s. It was a big luxury. Maybe in the 50s as well. In the 60s, it was more. The 60s, I think, from what I understand, was a much more quite a good time economically for people. I might be wrong. 70s as well. Not 70s. 70s was a weird time. It was a weird time, but if you had work, then you was okay in the 70s to a degree. It's just there was like huge amounts of strikes going on. So if you weren't working for a company that didn't go on strike, then you were doing all right, because then you'd still be getting paid and all that stuff. And my dad always had work, because he was an electrician. So he had his job, plus he worked for himself as well. So he was always okay all the way through his life, since leaving school, once he got his trade. So he didn't have to rely on a job, like one place, because he did work for one place when he was younger, but he also used to do private jobs as well. But that was in the 60s. In the 70s, he was still kind of doing that, but then he became self-employed in the 70s. I think, like full-time. I lose track, but when he bought the house, the big house, like the family house, which had officially, I think, even one of the bedrooms I would class as a box room, but it was still, my little brother lived in it, but it wasn't really big enough for a bedroom, but he did have a bedroom, so I'd include that. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bedrooms, and 2 of the bedrooms weren't big. No, 3 of the bedrooms weren't big. 3 were, 3 weren't. And I think he got that for about £16,000 in 1979, which it was derelict when we moved in. It was not. I mean, it was livable, as in it wasn't like full of damp or it wasn't inhabitable. Once you got everything out of there and put in stuff, it wasn't inhabitable, but it was pretty grim, a grim place. But very dark. It's a very dark house. It was, yeah. It's a dark hallway. And because all the doors were closed, if the doors were open, yeah, I suppose there'd be more light coming in. But there was a door at the top of the stairs, not right at the top, but next to the bathroom. There was a room with a door that went into a room. And that had a bright window. So I slept in that room for a while at one point, and I liked that room. The problem is that it had the boiler in it. So my mum would come in and need to get in there to put clothes in and take clothes out. And you need to be uninterrupted, don't you? at times. But I like the room, I like the ambience. I don't know, it felt a bit quite peaceful. One of the most peaceful rooms of the house. Anyway, I'm talking about farts. Jack Whitehall, a panel show appearance. Whitehall has intentionally created fart-related comedy during televised panel shows, often leaving fellow guests laughing uncontrollably. Okay, it's a bit childish, isn't he? A bit childish. Farts, there's nothing funny about farts. Johnny Knoxville from Jackass Television. Although often deliberate, several live interviews descended into chaos thanks to fart jokes and sound effects. I remember I was staying in my dad's caravan with that naughty girlfriend I had that painted my nails and did some other weird things. She made me laugh. We did, and I honestly couldn't stop farting. I just remembered that one. That was weird. Couldn't stop farting just from laughing. And yeah, we had to open the windows that night. So, BBC Breakfast live weather segment. During an outside broadcast, an unexpected fart sound interrupted the weather presenter. The crew laughed, but nobody accepted responsibility. It's the old saying, isn't it? Whoever smelt it dealt it. So no one says they smelt it, otherwise they would have won the dealt it. Australian breakfast TV, Sunrise. A loud fart noise interrupted a discussion. The presenters dissolved into laughter while viewers debated whether it came from the studio or a chair. That's another thing. Chairs sometimes do sound like farts, don't they? Like a screechy chair. Number 10, sports commentators mic mishaps. Over the years, several live sports broadcasters have featured accidental fart sounds picked up by a sensitive pitch side microphone. And the commentators usually carry on professionally while clips later become internet favourites. I got a story. Wait a minute. So, when I fall in love, it will be forever, or I'll never fall in love. Oh, what's going on there? In the morning, I can feel it. Right, that's not what I want. Right. Yeah, there was a scene in Naked Gun where he goes to the toilet with the microphone on and does a wee-wee at a big event, and everyone can hear him in the audience. My friend did something like that when we was on the phone to someone, and we were both on the phone. It was two phones, but we were both talking to this person, and he went upstairs and went to the toilet. Now, I don't know who did it first. It might sound weird, but I think he might have done it before Naked Gun did it. Either that or he just copied Naked Gun. The thing is, being a big fan of the Naked Gun, I'd have seen the Naked Gun before, so I wouldn't have found it as funny. I found it hilarious that when he did that, and so did the other person talking on the phone. So, yeah, when was it released? December 2nd, 1988. United States. What about the UK? When was it released in the UK? The film was released... I mean, it might be the same time. It doesn't say. Apparently Bo Derek was originally going to be playing what's her name? Elvis Presley's wife's role that she played in Naked Gun. She was brilliant in that. It's really, isn't it weird? I don't know if you feel the same, but the idea of somebody else, no matter how good that other person is, playing the role of someone that did it almost to perfection, just seems like, no, it wouldn't work. When in reality, it probably really would have worked. It may well have worked better. There's no way of knowing. But can you imagine anyone else but Leslie Nielsen in the Naked Gun films? At that time, I mean. But then, you probably, if you'd have got someone, you might even be able to get, what's his name that won all those Oscars? The Godfather. Marlon Brando. Actually, Marlon Brando was quite old. He probably, I don't know. I mean, so was Naked Gun. But you could have got someone. Yeah, because the thing is, Leslie Nielsen wasn't like super famous, was he? In the same way as someone like Marlon Brando or Robert De Niro or, you know, a lot of these Oscar-winning actors. But he was known for being in so many serious roles in movies. Never like really the star. But you know, I've looked for Police Squad. That's what it's based on, the movies. It's really hard to get hold of them. You can get lots of clips on YouTube, but the actual TV show is better than the movies, in my opinion. Very, very funny. It was 1982. Was that before or after Airplane? Probably after Airplane, because it's the same people who wrote Airplane. So it was Jerry Zucker. It's 76 now. Wow, his first movie was the Kentucky Fried Movie. He was the writer, but he didn't direct or produce it. Airplane, he did everything. Top Secret, he did everything. Ruthless People, director. Naked Gun, yes, writer. Ghost, director. What Ghost? As in Patrick Swayze. Wow. Who else was in there? Patrick Swayze and, was it Demi Moore? I tell you what, I'll tell you something about Demi Moore. She's only 63. Can you believe it? She's been around forever. You'd think she was like 75 or 80. 63. She's literally, what, 8 years older than me. I fell in love with Demi Moore. Not when she was famous. And I didn't enjoy all the changes she was doing to herself. It's up to her what she does, but I didn't find it improved how she looked, because I thought she looked perfect in... Oh, come on. It was one with Sean Penn, We're No Angels, I think. And it was about We're No Angels, 1989. Oh, it was 1 year before Ghost. She was in St Elmo's Fire as well, so she's already famous, wasn't she? But I never saw St Elmo's Fire. We're No Angels is Robert De Niro, Sean Penn, and her. I'll click on it and make sure I got that right. Yep. Robert De Niro, Sean Penn, Demi Moore. Demi Moore wasn't even. She was like right at the bottom of the list of stars on that one. But I kind of fell in love with her a little bit. I wanted to marry her, and I wanted her to have my kids. I mean, I liked the Ghost, but not because of her. I just didn't like... in some ways, I like Patrick Swayze, Roadhouse, as a tough, strong, manly man. Obviously, Roadhouse is my favourite movie. It is actually one of my favourite movies, but all the other stuff is silly. So I loved him, but I loved her emotionally. I loved Demi Moore emotionally, so I didn't really want him touching her. When they do that scene with the old pottery wheel. But then I thought, well, he's a ghost. He can't really do any much more what he's doing there, so give it to him, Let him have his moment. And I was okay all the way up to then. I was alright, fine. Then Indecent Proposal came along. I was not pleased with that, because, well, obviously I loved her, and the idea that Robert Redford would, I struggle to even say it, but Robert Redford offering her like $1 million and stuff, to do, whatever he wanted to do, like, no. And Woody Harrelson going along with it. Now, Woody from Cheers wouldn't have allowed that. He'd have been confused for a bit of, what do you mean? It would have took a bit of explanation for Woody Boyd to explain why, what's going on. But eventually he wouldn't have allowed it. He would I say allowed, but he wouldn't have gone along with it. But then Robert Redford is a very famous actor, very famous, but she didn't need the help, did she? Because she's already famous. It's not like she thought, well, maybe if I kind of start dating Robert Redford, I'll get to meet some of the big wigs in the industry and get seen on the red carpet at events, and maybe it will help raise my profile as an actress. Because she's already there, wasn't she? She'd already... I don't know, I think she was already very famous. So why would she... I guess that there might just been a natural attraction to him. But then she was married to Woody. Woody's lovely, wasn't he? He's gentle, it's funny, a little bit clueless, but I'll be honest, I never really saw them two together though. When I was watching the movie and it turned out that Demi Moore was married to Woody, from Cheers. It's like, no, this is silly. It just didn't seem right. But then my opinion changed, because, let me have a look. It's weird how your opinion about a person can change by, I guess, what they do in life, because, 1993, indecent proposal. So in 1993, he was married to Demi Moore. But the next year, only the next year, he was a serial killer. He went on a killing spree in Natural Born Killers. Like, I didn't see that coming. I didn't expect that from him. I was very disappointed. And it's like, I didn't at the time, I didn't think I could forgive him. Because I realised he was upset from what happened and how what Demi Moore did with Robert Redford. I understand that got to him. It peeved him off, but to go and do what he did in Natural Born Killers was just a bit too much. But then I think he kind of made up for it a little bit, because he made me laugh in Kingpin in 1996, and I think it was nice that he took up bowling, and also because he'd lost his hand, I kind of felt sympathy and a bit for him. I still love Demi Moore, but he kind of like, it's almost like he'd gotten it out of his system. Got the anger was gone. And I'm just looking. Yeah, it kind of came back a little bit. He did a few little bits of some stuff and everything. Not little bits to him probably, but. And then he was in No Country for Old Men. And he kind of returned to his old ways of being a bit naughty. And then he kind of did Zombieland in 2009, where he was the good guy. It was kind of a mixture of because what he was doing was to zombies, so it kind of didn't matter. I watched not The Naked Dead, The Walking Dead. I watched The Walking Dead for what seemed like decades of my life. It went on for a long time. And it just made me wonder, because as the seasons went on, they kept meeting new groups of people, didn't they? I don't know how many different groups of people they met, but there was lots and lots, and they all had their own name for The Walking Dead. Did you notice that? The Creepers, the Eaters, the Sneakers, the Crunchers, the Smellies, the all different. Not one zombie. Not one of them came up with the idea of it being a zombie. You'd think that one of them, at least one person, would have seen a zombie movie. Or at least seen Michael Jackson Thriller video. But not one person. That's what it didn't make sense. And I remember saying this to a friend, and he said, so that's the bit you found hard to believe, yeah? That's the bit you find most hard to believe. That was the most unrealistic part of the whole thing, yeah? And I thought, well, that's a bit rude. You haven't got to go out on me. You haven't got to have a go. 7 Psychopaths. Again, he went back to his old ways. But then he was in Hunger Games and he was quite nice in that. It's just hard to kind of keep track of him. He's a bit up and down. I don't know what he's in these days. The crackling of the dodos is in the middle of filming that. How old is he now? He's got to be in his 60s, isn't he? Woody Harrelson. Was he in his 60s? 70s? What do you reckon? 65. Blimey. Good on him. But Demi Moore was too good for him. She made her mistakes. I mean, let's face it, she made mistakes. I'm not just talking about shaving her head off and becoming a soldier, but and starting to, I don't know. I loved her. But, I mean, because she was with, what's his name, wasn't she? Bruce Willis. They were married, weren't they, for a while? But I never... She was paid $12.5 million for her role in Striptease. Wow. It's just like, it was almost like, why would people willing to go to, I didn't want to see Demi Moore naked. Okay, I'll rephrase that. I didn't want to see Demi Moore naked in public while I was in public, because that would be like, well, that'd be like ordering a burger from McDonald's and they just show it to you through the window. You know, you can't eat it, you can't touch it. They just like lick the window, but nothing. It's pointless. No, that's probably not a good analogy. What I mean is, I didn't want everyone to see her like that. I wanted to marry her. And admittedly, it's up to everyone can do exactly what they want to do, and it's got nothing to do with me. But I loved her. So she married Freddie Moore in 1981. She was 30. No, I think 18. She was 18. Okay. Bruce Willis in 87. They had 3 daughters. And then they were together for 7 years. Oh, cool. And I just thought, well, they're together. I'll wait. You know? Because in 87, in November 87, I was 17. And I figured, well, I'll wait. You know, it might not work out, and then I can marry her. But it's hard to do that when the love of your life lives in another country and they're famous. And it's hard to sort of talk to them and sort of declare your love when they have security guards. You know, it's 2003. Demi Moore began dating actor Ashton Kutcher. She became pregnant, and okay, why are they putting that on there? Just put the nice stuff. Blimey. I like Ashton Kutcher in 2 Men and a Baby. I like that one. I like that TV show where he was in. I just think he was good in that. A Few Good Men in there. She was in something recently, The Substance. I didn't watch it. I watched the beginning of it. She was in Charlie's Angels Full Throttle. Really? Who did she play there? Starring... Oh, it's produced by my friend Drew Barrymore. Was she the baddie in that? Thing is, the Charlie's Angels, sequel to the 2000s Charlie's Angels. See, I don't... Was it filmed in London, Charlie's Angels? Because I met Drew Barrymore during that period. No, you didn't. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It was a successful movie. Cost 93 million, which is a fair packet, isn't it? Made 264.1 million. I think the 93 million includes all the promotion and advertising and all that stuff. I think it was fun. It was a fun movie. I mean, Drew Barrymore, let's have a look. She's younger than me. It's ridiculous. I mean, technically it makes sense because she was a little kid when I was a kid. So I went to see E.T. in 82, so I'd have been 12 or 11 or 12, and she was about 6 in that movie. So she's 5 years younger than me. Crazy. But yeah, I met her. She did she's done a lot of movies. Charlie's Angels, the first one was 2000. I'm just trying to find it. The film was released November 2000. Maybe. No, but it was released in 2000, but it was made in 1999, wasn't it? Obviously, so that's the thing. Where was it made? Where was it made? Was it made in London? Where was it made? Production company, Flower Films, Tall Tree Productions. Ooh, where was it made? Right, no. Oh, it also had like some big music on it as well, didn't it? True. Gary Kemp. True. So Spandau Ballet. Gary Kemp wasn't in Spandau Ballet, but he was a writer. Really? So Gary Kemp. Because his brother, because he's a twin brother, wasn't he? In Spandau Ballet. Oh, he was in Spandau Ballet. I didn't realise he wrote some of the songs. He wrote the lyrics and music for all 23 of Spandau Ballet's hit singles. I had no idea. Honestly, didn't know. Genuinely did not know. So he'd have made more money than all the other people in the band. Now Martin Kemp is more famous in the UK because he's also an actor, and he was in EastEnders and been in movies. He was in the Cray Twins movie, and then Tony Hadley was the lead singer of Spandau Ballet. God, all that you did in this show. I had no idea that Gary Kemp, and I've already said that, but I'm not surprised then, like, in the sense of, I thought he was just, just background fodder. No, I didn't mean it like that. I mean, I just didn't know. I did not know that he was so integral to the band. Because from a visual perspective, you've got what's his name, who was, I think Martin Kemp was the one. He was the pretty boy. Then you had Tony Hadley, who was the lead singer. I mean, they're all good looking, but Tony Hadley was the lead, and then Martin Kemp was the like super good looking one, even though him and Gary were twins, and Gary was good looking as well. They were twins, but Martin just looked different, even though they're twins, and they do look the same. It's weird. They look very, very similar. I didn't know that. I wonder what his net worth is. I can't help doing this stuff. I was like, I wonder. Let's see where this leads me. Gary Kemp. Net worth. 12 million, between 8 and 12 million. He was a guitarist for Spandau Ballet. And I mean, you think every time a Spandau Ballet song is used in a movie or for an advert or on a television program, he's going to get paid. And depending upon the contract, he might be the only one that does get paid. I think that's crazy. I know I've talked about this before, but East 17 was a band in the UK that was really big, like huge band, boy band, and this was like in the early 90s, and they basically had this competition with Take That. There was those that loved Take That who were like squeaky clean, and those that loved East 17 who were like bad boys kind of, image. And the similarity between the two is there was one person writing the songs for each band. So Gary Barlow wrote he wrote most of the songs for Take That, as far as I'm aware, and for E17, Tony, I forget his surname, he wrote all the songs for E17. And the biggest hit they had was called Stay Another Day, and it gets into the top charts or the top 40 every single year at Christmas, because it wasn't even originally a Christmas song, but it was near Christmas and it got to number one, so they just changed the video and added some snow and some jingles, and it became one of the most popular Christmas songs, together with things like Last Christmas from Wham and Do They Know It's Christmas Time at All, that one. So it's big Christmas song. And Tony, what's his name, has earned millions from it over the last 30 odd years. Probably gets 100 grand a year from it, maybe. I'm making it up. But not one of the other band members are making a single penny, hardly, from that song. Including the lead singer, whose voice we hear every single Christmas. Makes no money from his own voice, from his own song. It's just amazing. He would, as far as I know, he's living in a council house. I used to watch his YouTube channel, and there's nothing wrong with living in a council house, but he'd be getting like 40, 50 grand a year coming in. If they shared it between all of them, they'd all be getting quite a bit of money coming in every year from the royalties from that song. Even like 20 grand a year, an extra 20 grand on top, can be life-changing, can't it, if you're on the breadline? I wonder why it's called the bread line. Oh, because you're in a line for bread. Wow, it's taken 55 years, nearly 56 years to figure out what that term was referring to. The bread line. You're so hungry, you're queuing for bread. Wow, okay. And people call me slow. What other ones was there? Farts. That's it. I remember my nan farting once. She bent over to pick something up. I think it was a tea towel, and she just let one rip and acted like nothing happened. And I'm not sure she knew. The thing is, I thought about that for quite a lot. I can't believe I gave so much time thinking about my nan farting, but it's like one thing not hearing it, but it's another thing not feeling it. Now I would say, and smelling it, so I would say probably hearing it is, feeling it is the one thing that's kind of a non-negotiable feeling. You can feel it. You can feel the air flapping out. Flapping out. And the sound, there's a sound that's funny, and the smell that's like, it's not so great, but probably my worst fart I ever did, and I don't know, and it was really weird. I was hungry, and I was working in this factory making meters, and it was my lunch break, so I went round the corner to this cafe. I was going to get some egg sandwiches. Now, you might think, well, no wonder you were farting if you was eating egg sandwiches. No. No, wait. I'm queuing in this cafe. There's probably about 4 or 5 tables and chairs there, and a queue in the middle. There's 2 people before me, probably 1 person behind me. It's not a big cafe. It's not tiny, but it's not big. And I'm waiting, and I let rip, and I kind of it just comes out. I'm trying to do it slowly. I know I can't keep it in, but I try and do it slowly. You can't hear nothing. And I thought, good. Until I smelt it. It was one of the worst smells ever, like there's ever been made in the world, ever. It was, I had to leave. I had to, honestly, and I was trying to stop myself laughing, but at the same time, I had to leave and go and get food elsewhere. Because it was just, a fart's bad when you can't stay, you have to leave the room. And there's people there eating. I didn't mean to do it, I didn't plan it. It's not my hobby. But I thought, wow, that was really bad. There was another time I was in a clothes store, and I've just been looking at some of the bras because there's no one around. No, I was just basically, I think maybe I was looking at shirts. But I'm walking. I'm gonna go around the corner and go home really. But there's no one around. I needed to fart, so I just let myself have a nice big fart. Just let it all out. Massive loud sound. There's no one around. And literally, just as I was finished, I put my leg down, because I lifted my leg for this one. Put my leg down, back on the ground, stood up straight, and this lady walks around the corner just as I turn around and see her. I was embarrassed. I didn't know really what to say. I mean, there's no reason for me to say anything, but she looked at me and all I could feel was a sense of disappointment. Just as I was talking, an ice cream van turned up, really loud, like that. So yeah, that look of disappointment on her face is like, okay, that's a very familiar look. And a little voice in my ear said, get used to it, because you're going to see that look a lot in the future, unless you buck your ideas up and start acting a bit more maturely. And I said, maturely? I'm not a piece of cheese, And that was the end of that conversation. So I'm going to go. I'm going to take Vinny out for a walk. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy, and be gentle with yourself. You deserve to feel safe. Lots of love. Bye.